Hey there everybody, Aaron here with Gideon's Tactical. As we wrap up 2013, I just wanted to do a quick video of my top shelf, the number 11s of the EDC blades that we have reviewed this year. These are the knives that I personally keep around. After a while, if a knife really isn't fitting a particular need for me, I will trade it, give it away, resell it, however, whatever. When we test a blade, a knife's usually in the Gideon's Tactical channel for about 4 months-ish, and then if I really gravitate toward it and it really fits a need that either I love or that I have to have, then I'll keep it. If not, it goes as a gift or a trade or a, sale or whatever to keep the channel going. So these are the knives that I keep around because I'm not a collector. I'm a user. If it fits my needs for my uses, then I'll keep it around. If it doesn't, it's just like, hey, that's a pretty cool blade. Well, yes, it's a great knife, but that's not what I need, so I don't need to keep it around. So I'm a very practical type of guy. I think you guys have kind of figured that out by now if you've been subscribing to the Gideon's Tactical channel for a while. So, what you got here is about 7 blades that really blow me away, that I can use for particular purposes. Some are for self-defense, some for wilderness use, and some for just purely EDC that I love. I don't have any plans to get rid of them, trade them, and they just blow me away on a really a level above the rest that we see here. That's not to say that the other knives that we review, and I give a knife a good review, that doesn't mean that, these ones are any necessarily better than those. These are just the ones that I personally gravitate to. And if you want to subscribe to the type of, uses that I, like and the type of, options that I care for in a knife, then you're going to love these blades. If you don't, hey, that's cool because it's just my opinion. So let's go ahead and jump into these blades. I can just kind of give you a really quick overview. We've tested out all of these. You can watch the full reviews on all these knives. So let's go ahead and jump out there and begin to just show you why I care so much for these knives, why I keep them around in the Gideon's Tactical stables. Alright everyone, you know what you're looking at, the Spyderco Delica For. I would say, out of all the knives that you're going to see here today, this is really the best bang for your buck, slicing capability, lightweight, thin in your pocket, knife on the table. This is the best EDC blade on the table for all those things. There are other knives that can do stuff, but it may be more expensive, or it's a really heavy duty blade, but just doesn't slice as well as this one. This one's kind of like everything put together, an amazing EDC blade. If you like carrying an EDC pocket knife, you need to get this blade. I love it, super lightweight, but the handle feels great in my hand, fills out my large size hands really well. The VG10 holds a great edge, and it's so thin that it'll just slice through anything. Food prep, packaging, just very nice, super lightweight blade. The Spyderco Delica For is absolutely one of my favorite EDC knives. SOG Visionary One. This is, in my opinion, kind of an unknown blade. You don't see a lot of these reviewed on YouTube, and I don't really know why, because I'm in love with this freaking knife. In fact, I had a Benchmade Mini Griptilian, which is the exact same size and weight almost like to a T, and I gave that Mini Griptilian to my wife for her EDC, and because I was rocking this about twice as often as my Benchmade Mini Griptilian. And the reason is, you get basically the same type of lock. This is called an arc lock, so you can just whip it open so fast. This is one of the fastest deploying little blades I've ever seen. The VG10 steel that they use is awesome, and it holds an edge about twice as long as the Delica that you just saw. They do a much, better heat treatment, I guess, over there at SOG on this VG10 than Spyderco does, because it just holds an edge forever. That slight recurve just slices through stuff so well. Good ergonomic handle too. That was the other thing, is that it just felt a lot better in my hand than my Benchmade Mini Griptilian, and I just love it. The arc lock as well is just fantastic. They sent it to a company, you can look it up online, and they did a 1,000-pound pressure test on the blade before that arc lock began to fail. Very nice, smooth deploying blade. Awesome, super deep ride pocket clip as well, so tip up left or right. The thumb studs are perfect on either side. Just a fun blade to use, and like I said, I got rid of my Mini Griptilian, gave it to my wife. She rocks it all the time, loves it, and I rock this Visionary One by SOG just because I used it so much more often, and I enjoy using it just so much more often than my Mini Griptilian. So SOG Visionary One, I love it. If you've been thinking about it or wondering about it, do it. I think you're going to like it better than a Mini Griptilian. Cold Steel Mini Recon 1. This thing has seen some abuse, as you can see. Definitely got some Mandalorian armor wear and tear on that coating, black coating. Awesome blade. The reason I keep this around is that the ergonomics are insane. So comfy in your hand. Again, I wear large size gloves. Feels so good. Fills it out really well. Awesome traction. And great blade design. Give you a lot of options. That's what's nice too. Got a lot of options, and you can totally use this as a tactical knife. You know, the Visionary One and the Delica, I can't really use as a tactical knife, but if I had to use self-defense, this is definitely better for that. And it's just a beast. That triad lock-back design, I can close it one-handed. The blade just swings down, doesn't cut myself, and then I can close it. So it's super easy to deploy, very strong. You know, AUS-8, not the best steel in the world, but I can resharpen out in the field no problem, and it's just a beast. If I know I'm going to be really hard using a pocket knife and I just want a smaller, lightweight blade, the Recon, Mini Recon 1 is what I go to because it's inexpensive, you know, under 50 bucks. The triad locking system is so strong, and the blade design is just so well, you know, designed. The tip is really strong. I'm not worried about breaking, chipping, or hurting this blade, and if I do, I can just get an edge right back on it right away. So if I'm doing, you know, work around the house, this goes with me almost every time I go up to do a blade boot camp and test out our fixed blades, or, you know, go up in the wilderness. I'm usually EDCing the Mini Recon 1 because of how hard use it is. Stays in your pocket no matter what you do. Just a great, tough mini EDC blade. I love the Mini Recon 1 by Cold Steel. Alright, we got a Kershaw Blur here in the stables at the Gideon's Tactical channel. And it is not the Sandvik model. It is the S30V model. Reason being, and this is why I keep this one around, is that I love the blade design, the open assist, the traction that they give you with those inserts, those awesome, awesome tractioned inserts on your Blur. I love that. The S30V, this is, to my knowledge, about one of the cheapest S30V open assisted knives. It's definitely, you can find it for under 70 bucks if you kind of look around eBay, Amazon. They usually have it for right around like $68, and it's S30V steel. That's an insane, just high quality steel, and you get that, and you can see my, if you go ahead and look through my Kershaw playlist, you can see the field test we did on this. I mean, I was stabbing so hard and prying with this knife, and that lockup was perfect. I love those ergonomic thumb studs there, real nice thumb studs. The thing that and the reason why I went with this one over just the Sandvik is because this one has a high saber grind, whereas the Sandvik model has a hollow grind, and I always prefer saber or full flat grinds on my knives. They just work a little bit better. Obviously, the S30V steel, and then the tip is about twice as thick on this S30V Blur as the normal Sandvik Blur. I kind of chipped the tip on my S30V Blur almost right away, or excuse me, on my Sandvik Blur, and this S30V one, if you watch that field testing that we did in the Kershaw playlist on the channel, I mean, it just took it. I was prying side to side, stabbing really hard, and no wear and tear, and that just holds an edge for an insane amount of time, and at under $70, S30V open assisted blade, awesome. Love the Kershaw Blur and S30V. We got the Kershaw Piston on the table. This is the other Kershaw that I love to rock, guys. I carry this at least a couple times a week in my EDC, as well as out in the wilderness. If I'm deciding not to go with the Mini Recon for that day, for whatever reason, I'm rocking this blade. Reason being is got the same thumb studs that the Blur does, which is awesome, very ergonomic, as well as the finger flipper. So if you're into the finger flippers, you got that option as well. I'm not. I like thumb studs. Boom, whips open. You got the Sandvik steel, high saber grind. Love that blade shape. Just check out that blade shape. So awesome. Great amount of belly. Going to be able to slice so well. 3.5-inch blade, so you can definitely use it as a tactical knife as well, because that tip is nice and strong. It can penetrate, but it's a nice, strong tip that you're getting on that blade, which is just great. The Sandvik steel, which is really nice. You got a huge handle too. That's what I love, is that I can wear my work gloves with this, and I still have plenty of room to spare. You can see how big that is on the end. Very nice, great strong lockup, great traction plan. You could totally, again, use this as EDC or tactical. Great blade, and at $50. Amazon sells them for around, you know, $50 to $51. You can easily pick one of these pistons up. It's a no-brainer. I love it it basically is kind of my go-to all-inclusive. I can use it for self-defense if I had to, God forbid. I can use it for EDC because it does a great job cutting through stuff, and I can use it as wilderness use as well because it's strong enough with the lockup and the belly and all those other things. I mean, just all-around piston, home run, love it, have it in the collection. carry it all the time, use that piston. All right, we got the Spyderco Mannix 2 lightweight. This is the lightweight model. I had had my eye on this for a long time. I had tested out and reviewed the original Mannix 2 full size with the G10 handles, all that stuff. And it wasn't bad, but it was just a little clunky and heavy for me. And I always go for lightweight blades, and I'm not really into the huge pocket knives. I like lightweight, and right around the 3 to 3.5 is really where I'm comfortable with and enjoy carrying. And that's what they give you here on this Mannix, lightweight. So it's about an ounce lighter than your G10 model, just the normal Mannix. And it has the CTS BD1 tool steel. Awesome steel, very, very high quality, like insanely rust resistant. You're never going to pick up hardly any rust on this thing. I mean, you can throw it in salt water almost, and you don't really even have to worry about it. Stick it in the snow, wet, humid environments, hardly picks up any rust. I love that. Great leaf design. And then the other thing is on the original Mannix 2, it is a hollow ground. With this one, it's a full flat ground. You know it. I love the full flat grounds, and it just slices really, really well. And that BD1 tool steel, even though it has a great edge retention, it's really easy to put an edge back on it as well, which is great. I love that. And then the ergos are real nice, got that good finger choil. I can go up there. And then the axis rolling lock kind of that they have, it's not an axis lock, that's Benchmade, but they call it a rolling lock. It works almost the exact same. Got that little kind of roll in there. Boom, you just pull it back, close it, whip it open, close it. I wish they would put this lock on a lot more of their Spyderco's knives, and I would buy even more of them. I love Spyderco, but I wish that they would put that type of lock on a lot more of their knives, and I think a lot of more people would be purchasing their blades. But I love this knife, and for the price point is awesome at right around 70, 75 bucks for that really good quality US made blade. I mean, you can't go wrong. It's lightweight, great for wilderness use. And EDC, that full flat ground is just a fantastic EDC slicer. Good all-around blade, and I like the thinness of the pocket of it in your pocket as well. Wire pocket clip too. I love that wire pocket clip. Freaking awesome. Huge lanyard hole. I could just go on and on, basically do a whole review for you right now on the table with this Mannix 2. Lightweight. I love it. I'll show you also with the Benchmade Griptilian, because that will be the last one, but just so you can see size, almost exactly the same. And I actually EDC for just daily going to the office. I EDC the Mannix about twice as often as I do my full-size Griptilian. Not that I don't like the full-size Griptilian, but the Mannix rides in my pocket about twice as often as the full-size. So Mannix 2 lightweight, get that blade. You will not regret owning that knife. Yep, you guys see it right there. Benchmade Griptilian. This is a limited run. 1,000, one of 1,000 is what I have here, limited edition. I believe it's like an NRA shooting competition. Yeah, that's what it is. NRA shooting competition blade. Freaking love that knife. You got black and blue G10 machined handles. I love that. The D2 tool steel is what I got on that one. Satin finish. Great, great blade. Love it. I love that the G10 handles are awesome. It'll be almost impossible for you to find one of these to purchase. But the full-size Griptilian, just the normal, with the kind of glass reinforced polymer handles, is what I originally had. I love that knife, but like I just previously said, when I purchased my Mannix 2 lightweight, I started to carry that a lot more often than my full-size Griptilian, and then someone gave this to me as a gift, and I didn't need that just regular full-size Griptilian, so I sold that one, and now I rock this one from time to time. I mean, it is definitely the nicest pocket knife I own, the most, semi-custom one I own, and I do use it. EDC, the D2 tool steel is awesome, holds an edge for a great amount of time. It takes a pretty good edge. In fact, I can sharpen this a little bit better even than my 154 CM model that I had, which is pretty cool. The one thing that is kind of a complaint to me always with the introductory Griptilians are that kind of polymer plastic handle is really cheap feeling. It feels cheap and sounds cheap. It's really loud and clunky. These G10 machined handle scales are freaking awesome though. Much better. Oh yeah, blue pillar construction as well. Look at that. This is just a sexy, sexy blade. Super high quality. But I mean, I know I'm talking about something that probably 99.9% of you are never going to buy, this particular model, but the normal Griptilian is a great knife as well. I would say though, I would recommend purchasing the Mannix 2 first, lightweight, and then after that getting your Griptilian, because I think you're going to get a lot more use out of your lightweight by Spyderco than you would out of your full-size Griptilian. Both great knives though. So there's the last one. Let's go ahead and wrap up this review. All right, everybody, so you've seen them. I love these blades. Check out the full reviews so you can see all the ins and outs of them. If you like a particular knife on the table, and again, if you hate one of these knives, or you just have a different philosophy of what you like about blades and your EDC knives, cool, that's totally fine, no worries. But these are the ones for me personally that I just absolutely love and just blow me away. That's not to say that tons of other knives that we reviewed have been awesome. Like a couple that come to mind is like the Cold Steel Code 4. Awesome knife. I love that blade. It just didn't really fit my needs, and I just wasn't carrying it that often. So after we tested it out for a few months, it goes the way of the I don't know, dodo, and goes to someone else as a blessing, a gift, a resale or a trade. That's where it goes to. So, the Cold Steel Code 4 is an amazing blade. Another one is like the Spyderco Stretch. Spyderco Stretch is a freaking fantastic, larger wilderness and EDC blade, but it just doesn't fit my needs. I have other knives that do that for me. So those are just kind of my ideas, my thought process. I'm sure in 2014, some knives will go away from this collection and some will be added. So I'm going to do another video at the end of 2014 and we'll look and see what really stays with me throughout the whole year and what I just love to EDC and use. So thank you everybody for subscribing, watching, supporting the Gideon's Tactical channel. I cannot wait to see the EDC blades we're going to test out in 2014. It's going to be awesome. Stay tuned, stay equipped, stay prepared. We'll see you out there.